Every night, billions of people close their eyes believing they are resting. But in reality, humanity is facing one of the biggest silent health disasters in modern history. A crisis so dangerous, so widespread, and so ignored that experts are now comparing its long-term impact to smoking. And the terrifying part? Most people don't even realize it's happening to them. You wake up tired. You depend on coffee to function. Your mind feels foggy. Your mood changes for no reason. You struggle to focus, struggle to feel motivated, and sometimes even struggle to feel happy. But because everyone around you feels the same way, it starts to feel normal. Except it isn't normal. This is the sleep crisis nobody is taking seriously. And tonight, we're exposing the hidden war destroying human energy, mental health, productivity, and even lifespan itself. Because what you're about to hear may completely change the way you think about sleep forever. For most of human history, sleep was sacred. Ancient civilizations aligned their lives with the rising and setting of the sun. People slept in darkness. They woke with natural light. The human brain evolved for thousands of years around this rhythm. But then modern life happened. Artificial lights invaded the night. Smartphones entered bedrooms. Social media turned midnight into entertainment time. Streaming platforms made just one more episode a nightly ritual. Work culture glorified exhaustion. Hustle culture made sleeping look weak. And slowly, humanity began sacrificing sleep for productivity, entertainment, and distraction. Today, people brag about surviving on 4 hours of sleep like it's an achievement. Students destroy their health, pulling all-nighters. Workers wake up exhausted every single day and call it discipline. Millions scroll endlessly at 2 a.m. while their brains beg for recovery. We normalized exhaustion. And now we're paying the price. Studies continue showing that chronic sleep deprivation damages nearly every system in the human body. Your brain slows down, your memory weakens, your immune system becomes vulnerable. Stress hormones rise, anxiety increases, depression becomes more likely. Even the risk of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and stroke starts climbing. But here's what makes this crisis truly terrifying. Sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired. It changes who you are. Researchers discovered that when humans consistently lose sleep, emotional control weakens dramatically. Small problems feel overwhelming. Patience disappears faster. Motivation collapses. Decision-making becomes worse. The brain literally struggles to function properly. Think about that. How many arguments, mistakes, failures, and emotional breakdowns happen every single day simply because people are mentally exhausted? Now multiply that across entire societies. This is no longer an individual problem. It's a global one. And technology is making it worse faster than ever before. Your phone is not just distracting you. It is actively training your brain to resist rest. Every notification creates stimulation. Every short-form video keeps your brain alert. Every late-night scroll delays melatonin production, the hormone responsible for helping you sleep naturally. Blue light from screens tricks the brain into thinking it's daytime even at midnight. That means millions of people are lying in bed physically exhausted but mentally overstimulated. And the cycle repeats every night. Wake up tired, depend on caffeine, push through the day, scroll through the night, sleep less, repeat. Modern society has accidentally engineered a lifestyle perfectly designed to destroy healthy sleep. But the scariest part is what sleep deprivation does silently over time. Because unlike pain, sleep loss often feels gradual. You adapt to being exhausted. Your lower energy becomes your normal. Your brain fog becomes your personality. Your emotional instability becomes routine. You stop remembering what feeling fully rested even feels like. Imagine driving a car for years with the brakes slowly failing. At first, you barely notice. Then one day, disaster happens. That's exactly how chronic sleep deprivation works. And young people may be suffering the most. Teenagers and young adults today are sleeping less than previous generations while consuming more digital stimulation than any humans in history. Many are trapped in cycles of anxiety, overstimulation, poor concentration, and emotional burnout. Yet society often labels them lazy instead of sleep-deprived. Schools start early despite science repeatedly showing teenage brains naturally function better later in the morning. Students spend entire nights studying while sacrificing the very thing that helps memory and learning the most, sleep itself. Even worse, many successful people publicly promote unhealthy sleep habits. You can sleep when you're dead. That phrase sounds motivational until you realize poor sleep literally increases the chances of dying earlier. The truth is, elite performance does not come from destroying your body. It comes from recovery. Professional athletes understand this. Billion-dollar sports teams invest heavily in sleep science because they know recovery directly affects performance. Sleep improves reaction time, memory, physical repair, creativity, emotional stability, and cognitive ability. In other words, sleep is not wasted time, it is biological maintenance. And without it, the human system begins breaking down. But there's another hidden danger most people ignore. Sleep deprivation doesn't only affect individuals, it affects relationships. When people are exhausted, empathy decreases, irritability rises, communication becomes harder. Couples argue more, parents become less patient, friends disconnect emotionally. Sometimes the real problem isn't hatred, laziness, or failure. Sometimes people are simply mentally drained, and corporations are quietly benefiting from this exhausted culture. Think about it. An exhausted population consumes more caffeine, more entertainment, more fast food, and more digital distraction. Tired people are easier to manipulate emotionally. They seek quick dopamine hits because their brains crave stimulation to compensate for exhaustion. That means sleep deprivation has become deeply connected to modern consumer culture itself. The less people rest, the more they consume. But eventually, the human body always sends a bill. Burnout, panic attacks, emotional numbness, memory problems, health collapse, mental breakdowns. These aren't random events appearing out of nowhere. Sometimes they are the result of years spent ignoring the body's desperate need for recovery. And here's something most people never realize. When you finally get proper sleep consistently, life changes dramatically. Your mind feels sharper, your emotions stabilize, motivation returns, stress becomes easier to manage, focus improves, creativity increases. Even your face looks healthier because the body finally has time to repair itself. It almost feels like becoming a different person, because in many ways you are. A properly rested brain functions completely differently from an exhausted one. So why aren't more people talking about this? Because sleep doesn't sell the same way hustle does. Nobody gets millions of views saying, "I slept 8 hours and protected my mental health," but maybe they should. Because the real flex in modern society isn't destroying yourself for productivity. The real flex is protecting your energy in a world designed to drain it. And maybe that starts tonight. Maybe tonight, instead of scrolling endlessly through another algorithm designed to keep you awake, you finally choose recovery. Maybe tonight you realize rest is not weakness, it's survival. Humanity is facing a sleep crisis hiding in plain sight. Millions are exhausted, overstimulated, emotionally drained, and mentally burned out while pretending everything is fine. But your brain remembers, your body remembers, and eventually your health remembers too. So the next time someone tells you sleep is unimportant, remember this. Your entire life depends on the quality of your recovery, not just your productivity, not just your success, your happiness, your emotions, your future. Because the most dangerous thing about the sleep crisis is not that people are tired. It's that they've forgotten what feeling alive is supposed to feel like. And that may be the biggest warning sign of all.